This is chapter number 3, the Delhi Sultans. These are certain pictures. We are going to come back here whenever it is required. We are going to take the MCQs of this chapter. We are going to take the fill in the blanks, the true and false, match the following, all the possibilities of this chapter, the possible questions we are going to take. So we'll try to cover all the chapter in this discussion. The first is, which of the following was not the king of Rajput dynasty? Rajput dynasty. Now Rajput Rajvansh. Now these are four kings which is not. In these four which is not. So clear it is that Behlul Lodi, Tomar, Anangapal, Prithviraj Chauhan, they were from Rajput dynasty. Prithviraj Chauhan actually defeated Muhammad Ghori in 1191 and then he got defeated by him in next year, 1192. So Behlul Lodi, let me show you the picture. So there are three Lodis here. The first one, the second one is actually Sikandar Lodi, third one is Ibrahim Lodi. The first one is Behlul Lodi. First one is Behlul Lodi. This is the answer, not the Rajput dynasty. Which ruler first established his capital at Delhi? So which ruler first established his capital at Delhi? Now let me just show you with this picture. All these were there, but what is the scenario? Tomar Rajput ruler, they were the first. Chauhans, they defeated Tomar Rajput. Then after that, then Turkish came, then Khilji came afterward that. So just let me tell you the chronology. So here, see. So rulers of the Delhi, it started with Tomars, Rajput dynasty, Tomars. And then we have Anangpal, Chauhan, Prithviraj Chauhan, then early Turkish rulers, then Khilji dynasty, then Tughlaq, then Sayyid, and then Lodi. So Khilji dynasty, so this is the chronology. Who was the first slave king of Delhi Sultanate? So in Delhi Sultanate, if you talk about previous and after that also, the Rajas and the kings and the emperors, they would do what? There was a nepotism. There was dynastic rule. That is, Raja or king, the prince will become the Raja or a king or an emperor. But in Delhi Sultanate, specifically talking about the Khilji, Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So at that time, they actually posted at the highest post the lower caste people or the gulams, the slaves. The gulam, they were called as bandaga. That's how bandagi word has come from. So this slave, that is gulam, they might have been captured by someone in some warfare, or they were purchased. So the answer is Qutbuddin Aibak. Because Iltutmish was an emperor. Then Razia Sultan was his daughter. Then after that Alauddin Khilji, then Muhammad bin Tughlaq. But Qutbuddin Aibak, just remember Qutub Minar with his name. Right? So I'll just show you. This is Qutbuddin Aibak. Who was the successor of Muhammad bin Tughlaq? So after that, Firoz Shah Tughlaq came. I'll show you again the chronology. This is Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, if you see, 1324 to 1351. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. And after that, first starting Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq, Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad bin Tughlaq were famous. They are noteworthy. And then after that, after Muhammad Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq. What was the language of administration under the Delhi Sultans? So this Delhi Sultan, the language of administration, actually see, they are from Turkey, that region. So here if you see, we have Delhi Sultanate, the main language was Persian, Farsi, Persian. The position of standing facing Makkah during namaz is known as. So let me tell you what happened. So north, south, east, west, if you take this direction, Saudi Arabia is here as per our map. Now Makkah Medina is one of the pilgrimage of one of the 5 pillars of Islam. So whosoever in India, there are Muslims everywhere. It's around 1.7 billion Muslim everywhere. So the direction of the Saudi Arab or Makkah Medina is this side. So the khutbah is the Imam, he will give you sermons, good things, good talks. And the sajda is when you offer namaz, you put your head on the ground. Kharaj is a kind of tax, is kind of a revenue being collected from the farmers. That is whatever they were making, whatever they were producing, 50% was taken. But Qibla is when you face to the Makkah Medina to offer namaz. That is how you show the respect to the Almighty Allah. Qibla. In whose reign did the Sultanate reach its farthest extent? So, Alauddin Khilji was the person who actually extended his control. He went till Tanjavur, he went to the left, right, everywhere. But the reign was not, he started Alauddin Khilji, but Muhammad bin Tughlaq is the answer, because he already got that reign from the area from the this Alauddin Khilji, and then he extended it. So the answer is Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Who was ulema? Now I'll just first give you an analogy. If you are a Hindu or a Sanatan Dharmi, the priest or the Purohit who knows Ved, Puran, Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc., he is considered to be as the knowledgeable person, a scholar in Hindu learning or Sanatan learning. Same way, the person who is a scholar, Vidwan in Islamic learning, he knows about Quran, he knows about Hadith. He is a scholar of Islamic learning called as ulema. So, scholar of Islamic learning. The slave purchased for military service, they were called bandaga. Ruler was ruler, shasak. Invader is someone who has invaded or came into your area to grab the land and the property. The fortified settlement with soldier was fortified. I'll just show you the picture first. See, there is a fortified area, Kile Bandi, fort, and here we have some settlements, and these settlements where the soldiers were living. They were the soldiers of the Sultanate, Delhi Sultanate. If you are in a government setup right now, specifically the defense region, you know that this garrison engineers, garrison word is used till now. So this is the garrison town, which was not the kind of taxes during Delhi Sultanate. So Kharaj, I told you, 50% of the produce of farmers. Tax on the cattle, of course. If you are doing Pashu Palan, you have to give it. Then house tax was there. Bandagas, as I earlier indicated, bandagas were gulams. They were slaves, and they were made or they were given high positions by the Delhi Sultan, specifically Alauddin Khilji and Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Okay, started with Iltutmish. So the answer is bandagas. Kharaj was a type of tax on. So it was a type of tax on cultivation. See, if you produce 100 kg at that time, you have to give 50 kg to the emperor, to the sultan. So this was Kharaj. Which Mughal emperor followed Sher Shah Suri idea of administration? So I'll just give you a story behind this. Now here we have Sher Shah Suri on the far right top. Sher Shah Suri, he was just in Bihar. There was just a region of his uncle, Chacha. He was just a small controller. But due course of the time, he became so powerful and he has that all might. He took over Humayun, the greatest emperor, and he defeated him also. He defeated Sher Shah Suri, defeated Humayun. And whatever Muhammad bin Tughlaq and all those the previous ancestors of these sultans, he followed the same thing. He was not a sultan, but he took all that way of administration. And then Sher Shah Suri's ideas were taken by the greatest of the greatest one, that is Akbar. So answer is Akbar. Akbar followed Sher Shah Suri type of administration. Now match the following. Delhi Wall. Delhi Wall. Delhi Wall is the coins minted in Delhi. Coins minted in Delhi. Delhi Wall. Shamsuddin Iltutmish. Shamsuddin Iltutmish. So he was the early Turkish ruler. Early Turkish ruler. Sanctuary of the world. Sanctuary of the world. It's Jahan Panah. Jahan means Sare Jahan se acha. Vishwa. Whole world. Panah means in your sharan. In your feet. Sanctuary of the world, Jahan Panah. Ibn Battuta. He was a traveler from Morocco. And he went to multiple places. That is why he is known so much. Traveler from Morocco. Genghis Khan, that is Chengiz Khan, he was Mongol invader from Mongolia, that's a country. And he came from there. He was a very cruel kind of invader. So I'll show you some of them here. He is Genghis Khan, Chengiz Khan. And here, let me expand it. He is Ibn Battuta. Ibn Battuta. And these all regions he went. All places he went. So he was a traveler, a very well-known traveler and a chronicler also. Genghis Khan. So I'll just show you Iltutmish also. Iltutmish. Then we have, okay. Jahan Panah also I'll just show you. Jahan Panah was one of these cities. There are major three cities which early sultans created, and that was Siri, Jahan Panah and Delhi-e-Kuhna. Siri, Jahan Panah and Delhi-e-Kuhna. So this is the Jahan Panah. Jahan Panah. That is how the name is referred or referenced here in this chapter. So this is the final matching. Fill in the blanks with appropriate words. Dash dynasty ruled Delhi before the Tughlaqs. So I'll just take the answer. The dynasty Khilji. So who is there? Khilji. Before Khilji, who was there? Turkish. Before that, Tomars. Tariq or Tawarik were written. Now Tariq Tawarik in Delhi Sultanate, most of the work was done in Persian. So these Tariq Tawarik were written by educated, scholarly people about what was happening in the administration. Dash was built by two rulers, Qutbuddin Aibak and Iltutmish. So Qutbuddin Aibak, the name itself suggests Qutub. Qutub means it has come from, the name has come from Qutbuddin Aibak like this. So I'll just show you here. So here, this is Iltutmish. Then we have Qutbuddin Aibak. We have Qutub Minar also here. See, Qutub Minar, Qutbuddin Aibak. And then we have Iltutmish. Various roles were there of people, and these were two important people. Dash is a sermon during Friday prayer in the mosque. So in the Friday offering of namaz, at that time, the imam, the main key person, because the Muslims, they stand in a queue and they offer namaz, but the leader who is there, who guide him, is the person. In the Friday there is basically 2 rakat namaz. So this person who is a scholar, who is ulema, who knows about these Islamic learning, Islamic books and every good thoughts by this religion, it's called Qudba. So the sermons or the Updesh given about the good things which person needs to do is Qudba. Leader of the namaz is, so leader of the namaz is Imam. He is Imam. The person who is behind whom other Muslims they offer namaz is Peshe Imam. In Eid also we say Peshe Imam ki piche. Razia Sultan ruled from dash to 1240. Now she was the best, but she just ruled for 4 years. She was overthrown, or she was forced to step down in 1240. Razia Sultan was the daughter of Iltutmish. She was damn beautiful. She was, there was no comprehension of her beautifulness. But apart from, she was so strong, she showed that I'm a warrior. She showed her leadership skills, and she was the ideal person to be the Razia Sultan, the Sultanate of this Delhi Sultan kind of. But Iltutmish, because it was all the patriarchal society, people were not ready to accept a woman as their ruler, because at that time the Darbaris also were not in favor. That how can we have the ruler? Minhaj-e-Siraj also said same thing. He was critical about she being pushed as the ruler. So this is only 4 years, 1236 to 1244 years only. Delhi became an important city under the rule of Tomars and Chauhans. It's absolutely true. Minhaj-e-Siraj was in favor of Queen's rule in Delhi. I just explained you. That's false. Minhaj-e-Siraj, he was very critical about Razia Sultan becoming the ruler of Delhi, right? So this is kind of false. Delhi authority was challenged by Mongols invasion. This is absolutely true. Absolutely true. Now I'll give you the name. See here, we have the name Muhammad bin Tughlaq, and the other name is Alauddin Khilji. Now these two names, in their reign, I'll show you the picture. Genghis Khan from Mongolia, he was a great invader. So he used to come and invade our country, which is ruled by then different rulers. He was very cruel, he has no sympathy, kindness, etc. And he's not like Ashok who changed his mind. He was quite cruel. So what happened here? That he attacked in this. So Delhi authority was challenged by Mongols invasion. It's absolutely true. Genghis Khan, he invaded multiple times. The Iqtidars were called Samantas. No. The Iqtidars were called Subedars, or Mukti they were called as. Mukti. Okay. So Subedars also, Mukti also, because that area is Iqta and the rulers were Iqtidars. And they're also called Mukti. Jalaluddin established the Lodi dynasty, Lodi Vansh. See, Behlul Lodi. So it's false. So I'll just show you again the first one. Behlul, Sikandar and Ibrahim. Delhi Kohna was oldest of 4 cities of Delhi and was established by Muhammad bin Tughlaq. That's true. And after that, Daulatabad also being set up, where they were forced to Delhi Kohna, and this was the earliest one. Now, as I said, the Daulatabad was made, and this Delhi Kohna people were forced to live there, and it was made as a garrison place. Now, this is the question and answer of this topic. We have covered almost all the questions. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself.